Hi everybody, welcome to TFP TV. My name is Eileen. I'm one of the marine biologists here at That Fish Place, That Pet Place. And today we're going to be going over a basic air pump and air stone setup. The air pump that we're going to be using today is by Tetra. It's the Whisper air pump. This air pump does have two outlets in it, so we're going to show you how to adapt the two outlets to use one air stone on them. The air tubing that we're going to be using today is this clear plastic air tubing. It's a standard size tubing. And we're going to be using an air stone. You'll see it does have, some wide surface and long area. This, you'll notice there's two ends on it. This end is what we're going to be hooking up to the airline itself. The other end that has a black cap on it is for if you had wanted to connect multiples of these air stones together. You can plug one right into the other, but we're just going to be using the one air stone today, so we're going to leave the black valve on this one. We're also going to be using a few little valves. These little black valves do come with your Whisper air pump. It has some valves that just regulate the flow. We're not going to be using these today. What we are going to be using is a T valve that comes with it. And this is just so that we can connect both of the outputs together into one airline. And some of the most important equipment we're going to be using today, we're going to be using a check valve. These are two different types of check valves. Both work the same way. These are going to stop the water from flowing out of the tank into the air pump in case you would lose electricity to the tank and the pump shuts off. We don't want water to siphon from the tank back into the pump. Okay, now that we have all of our materials ready, we're ready to get started. So we're going to be using our airline. This does come in an 8-foot section. We're not going to be using all 8 feet today, but how much you need depends on where you put the air pump and where you put the air stone. Today I'm going to be working with the air pump on this table. Depending where you put it, you might have it above the tank, you might have it on the floor. We do recommend at least propping it up a little bit, just in case you might get some water from the tank. You don't want it splashing on the pump. But we're going to unravel this and measure about how much we need. So I'm going to be putting the air stone about here in the tank and running from there to the pump. So we know we need about this much. And we'll cut that off. I'm also going to be needing a couple little pieces for that T that we talked about earlier. These pieces can just be small. What we're going to do is take both of these, plug one of each piece into the valve, into the outputs of the filter. And we're going to take our T and plug both of these in. This is going to join both of the outputs together, and it's going to give you more power coming out of the pump since you're going to be using both outputs together. So we have both of these joined in. And now we take our longer piece that's going to be going into the tank and plug it into that third output. So we have everything coming together. Okay, so next we're going to install the check valve in the line. The check valve can be anywhere in the line that's out of the water before the T, because you want to stop the water before it goes into the pump. So we'll measure this up. I'm going to put it a few inches down from the line and just cut the air line with some scissors. And we're going to use the small one. So you need to read that very fine print. This says air in on this side, so that the air in is coming in from the pump and the air out is going out of the check valve into the tank. So we have the check valve set up, and we're going to connect our air stone. Now you may notice that sometimes your air stone may float, or you might not get bubbles right away out of the entire length of the air stone. That's just because the air stone does need to get completely saturated to work. So you can just give it some time or let the air stone soak for a couple hours before you put it in. Now you notice this air stone in particular does have some ledges on either side of it, and you can use those ledges to pile some substrate on to help keep it down at the bottom. If you're using bigger substrate especially, you can also just put some right on top of the air stone, since the air is going to be able to make it up through those stones. So we have our air stone weighted down at the bottom of the tank. Everything is connected. Our check valve is in place. So once you have nice dry hands, you can go ahead, plug it in, turn your electricity on, and you'll see your bubbles coming out of the air stone, and you are set up and ready to go. If you have any other questions with setting up your air stone or any other aquarium problems, feel free to give us a call. We're always here to help, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching TFP TV. Remember to like and subscribe so you're notified the next time we post new videos. And feel free to let us know if you have any other questions or concerns. We're always here to help you out, and we'll see you next time.